Alrighty, hey guys, welcome back to some more VoiceOver Day vlogs. Today I'm doing something that's a little bit more of just me venting. I want to get some stuff just out. Not stuff that's really upsetting me, not necessarily. It's more just like things I've been dealing with a lot of like potential and random clients. And again, if you are one of my usual clients, this is not necessarily directed at you. This is just me getting stuff off. Mostly this is just to let those, getting into voiceover know that these kind of things happen to everybody. So just kind of, let them know, yeah, it's not you. It's just the business. So I'm going to go over my five least favorite things that clients do pretty much every single week. Yeah, that's just what we're talking about. And again, this is not me going at anybody. I'm not going to be mentioning names. Absolutely not. But this is just me stating a few things that kind of bug me. Some of them are minor. Some of them are more severe. The number one thing, well, not necessarily number one thing. Let's go five, the number fifth, and then we'll work our way up to the number one thing. So number 5 is going to be requesting no accents. Now, this is a phrase that has been texted and sent to me in both emails and on Fiverr and on castingcall.club and Facebook, all over the place. A lot of people have been requesting that I do characters with no accents. And the reason this is bugging me, the reason that this bothers me so much is because it's an impossible request. Technically, when you think about it, it's an impossible request. First of all, I don't know the accent of the person saying this most of the time. Most of the time, I have no idea where they're from exactly, what their accent is. I have no idea where their reference is. To a lot of people in America, I would have no accent, but technically, I have a general American accent. Everyone has an accent. Every single person. Doesn't matter where you're from, doesn't matter your education, doesn't matter what language, you have an accent. Accents are just basically how you say vowels and consonants and how you stretch out certain phrases, whether you pronounce the G at the end of ing or you just kind of just apostrophe in the whole thing. If you pronounce ER as an A or what. Everyone has an accent. Everybody. And so to say no accent is technically impossible. Even your phone. I was about to say the name, but I know that my phone would just bing, bing. What do you need? Even your phone, when you ask it has an accent. It always has an accent. It's basically impossible. And so that's why it's really bothering. And when I try to explain this to some clients, they just kind of like, I can tell they're just like, what? What are you talking about? And I'm like, I can't. No accent at all. Like, I can't, that's impossible. Like, what do you mean? What do you want? Like, if there's a particular accent that you're wanting, ask for that. It's like, oh, I want general American. That would be something. General European. General, I don't even know if there's a general European, but general, UK. Just standard UK English accent. Just standard American English. There has to be some accent. And what compounds this even more is when I do projects where it's like a video game and they want me to do like 10 characters and they want them all to basically be the same age, between 20 and 40. So not too much wiggle room. They don't want any weird, crazy noises. They want them to have no accent. Basically, so there are 4 things that go into a character voice. There is pitch. There is rhythm or cadence, like how quickly the person says something or how slowly they say something. There is noise, which would be like graveliness, or if they had like a nasally sound. And then finally, there's accent. Well, if you've taken, noise and accent off, you're not really giving me a lot to work with, especially to make all these characters sound different. So it becomes very, very tricky. That's something that's very hard to explain to people who've never done voice acting, who've never done acting, who've never done impressions. It just adds extra time to the negotiation with a client. And that's why it really, really bothers me. Not really that it ruins the experience and not really that It angers me. It's just that when I see that get sent to me, I'm like, okay, here's why that's so difficult. And then it just takes time. Number 4 is, and really this one should be moving up, but whatever. Number 4 is withholding information. And what I mean by that is withholding information on the project. So someone will come to me, especially if it's on Fiverr, they haven't selected which of my gigs they want. So it's not like they've associated this with the video game or the cartoon or the animation. They're just asking me as a general message. And they want me to do multiple characters. And I ask them, well, what kind of project is this? And they really get kind of flippant and kind of defensive on giving me any more information. And there's a reason that I ask. There's a reason that we all ask. We need to know because there's a different way that you deliver lines. If it's cartoon aimed at kids, or if it's like more like a Nickelodeon cartoon kind of thing, there's a different way that you would present the character. You definitely do everything bigger and more over the top and more comical. If it's a serious video game where it's more like military focused, or it's sci-fi or horror, you're going to play it more earnest. You're going to play it more sincere. It doesn't matter what's in the script because, any line can be said thousands, millions of different ways with different kind of inflection and different kinds of energy. So when we ask questions and we're asking more about the project, we're not asking because we're trying to steal it from you. We're asking it, and again, this is not directed towards anyone. We're asking because we need to know. We have to know this information. It influences our performance. And that's very crucial. A lot of times I will get scripts that have just character's name and their dialogue with no description of the character, no information on the scene, no information on what kind of project this is, and no back and forth dialogue. It's just that character's lines. I don't know who they're talking to. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. There's nothing in the parentheticals or the parentheses to give me information on how they're supposed to be saying it, and the client is very begrudgent on giving me more information, and that is infuriating because what's going to happen is if I do this in my vague understanding of what they're asking, I know that they're going to need revisions later, and it's just going to add time. And so we need more information out of the gate. We need to know because it helps our performance. Another thing, like someone will say, hey, this is for a video game. Okay, well, what kind of video game? And to them, they really think that this affects the price. And for the most part, it really doesn't. What kind of video game really doesn't matter. Is this an app game for, kids? Is this, a serious game for Steam? Again, is this a horror game? What platform is it being launched on? All these questions are relevant. They may not seem like they are, but they are relevant. Also, we do need to know where our voice is going. We do need to know where it's being presented. Number one, we want to know so we can put it in our credits. We want to know so we can put it in our resume. We want to know so we can use it in our demo. We're entitled to that. We have the right to know. And withholding information really just seems very dishonest and very disrespectful towards the people you're trying to build a relationship and you're trying to hire. We want to do a good job, and we want to know that the project goes well. Why withhold information? Number 3 is really just kind of what I already said, and it's the getting mad that we ask questions. Number 4 was withholding information, and number 3 is getting mad that we're asking questions. I get a lot of clients or potential clients that when I start asking just a series of questions, which are standard procedure for getting to know the project and getting more in the mindset of the character, clients will get upset right out of the gate. I have a couple times I've asked, so what kind of project is this? Where is it being launched? Is this a serious game? Is this? And then all caps with exclamation point, why are you asking? And that really makes me mad. And lately, if I get that kind of response, I just block them. Delete the email, whatever. I don't want that. I don't need that. And Nothing I said or asked warranted that. If you're troubled by the number of questions that someone is asking, just ask them questions. Ask them, in a nice way. There's normally going to be an explanation. And especially in this case, there is. We need to know. Number 2 is obviously penny pinching. I would have moved that higher, but there's something else that belongs a little bit higher than penny pinching. Penny pinching is pretty bad. It's pretty infuriating. Many times it comes from a total misunderstanding and a total disregard for the voice actor themselves and for their service. It is a service. It is something that we're offering you. I mean, if you were to go to a convenience store and to buy groceries and you're going to the cashier, do you argue the price with the cashier? Some people do, and they go, this was on sale. But that's only if there was something saying that it was on sale. You had any reason to believe, like coupons or advertisement. But if we're not advertising anything, and we're not saying that it's less, then what we stated is what our standard rates are. There's a reason we make these rates our rates. For example, especially for someone who works from home, and we do this for a living, we have to keep these lights on. We have to keep the AC running. We have to pay for the rent. We have to pay insurance on a lot of this stuff. There's a lot of things that go into this. A lot of clients will literally just say, well, you're just talking, you're just recording. Well, then you do it. You're not buying talking. You're renting my space. That's basically what you're doing. You are renting my space and you're paying me to use this space to record lines for you. That's what you're doing. You're not just getting an MP3 or a WAV file. You're paying me to be in this hot, sweaty booth and work for hours. Even if it's only a minute of recording, we're still going to be in here for about an hour. We're still going to be working on that for about an hour, whether it's setup, whether it's reading and understanding the script, whether it's editing, whatever. It's going to be a while. So our rates are our rates. Now, I'm okay with negotiation. All voice actors are okay with negotiation. Negotiations are fine. They're part of the process. It's something to be expected. What's not to be expected is if we put out let's say $200. Let's say we put out it's $200, really short project, $200. That's what we throw you. That's our quote. And you go, how about 20? That is penny pinching. That is penny pinching. You didn't go half. You didn't go this or that. You didn't even say what your budget was. Now, it's one thing if a client comes and says, hey, this is my budget. This is what I can afford. Are you willing to work within these parameters? That is totally fine. Because you're stating out of the gate that this is how much you can afford. This is what you have to spend. And you're leaving it up to the voice actor to initiate yes or no. You're leaving it to them. Is this worth their time? What is not okay is when you see their rate and then you just go, well, how low can I send this? How low can I put this? Can I do it for $5? I got someone who came to me on Fiverr and thought that I was just doing anything for $5. Clearly didn't read anything that I put on there. And there is like 9-10 paragraphs of information, and there are probably about 7 to 10 gig extras, and everything is explained very, very specifically on the side, underneath, everywhere. It's very clear. And they were like, oh, I thought you did everything for $5. I thought you did it for isn't this what Fiverr is? No, that's not what Fiverr is. Fiverr is not just $5. They, were going back and forth. They were getting really snippy. And eventually they were saying that he's like, I'm definitely not going to spend anything more than 15. I don't see how your service would be worth it. And so I was like, that's fine. We can end conversation here. Totally fine. Good luck. Hope you find the right person. He's like, you're not even going to do it for 15? My question is always, if you're willing to go and get fast food and spend about $20, why on earth would hiring someone for more than that be a problem? That's where it really gets annoying, is the insistence on it being basically free. Negotiation is fine. Haggling for what is not worth our time is not okay. Last one. And this is number 1. This is something that really hasn't happened all that much, but when it does, it's the most infuriating. And it is being compared to other voice actors. And this is in tandem to all the other things that I've said. A lot of times I will get clients that are, terrible clients, not the great clients. I have some amazing clients, I don't really have any of these issues with them. Most of my recurring clients are none of these things. But every now and then, I get some potential clients or some actual clients that will compare me to other voice actors with the question of, why are you doing this if this person, unrelated to you, is not doing that? For example, people come to me and they ask for my rates, and I say, this is what I charge, this is how much, and they go, well, this person does it for this much. And my response is, okay, I'm not that guy, not that person, so, if you want to go to them, that's cool, but that's not me. That you asked me for my rates, so I can only give you my rates. I will never explain, I will never defend, I will never try to understand, and I will never bend my rates based on someone else's. I will never, well, this is why they're doing that. I'll never do that. I don't know why. I don't know why they charge what they do. I don't. I have no idea. Just like you don't know why I'm charging what I do. The only way I can find out is if I go and ask them. And that's the only way you can find out what my rates are, is if you ask me, and you asked me and I'm telling you. I don't say all of these things. This is me venting. But the idea of comparing me to comparing us to other voice actors is weird. Is very weird and very disrespectful. If you wanted to go to that other person who charged less, go to that other person who charged less. I'd be fine with that. I'm okay with that. But why bring that person's information to me to try to get me to that doesn't make any sense. Also, why I charge for certain things. So this person doesn't charge for these things. This person doesn't charge for proofreading, or this person doesn't charge for syncing up to audio, or this person doesn't charge commercial and broadcast. This person only charges commercial for everything. Again, I don't know why they do that. I have no idea. There was one of the people, about the whole asking questions, that was like, well, this voice actor never asks me all these questions. I don't know why that voice actor didn't ask you all the questions. Maybe you gave him more information. Maybe he already knew about the project. Maybe you've worked with him before. I don't know. I have no idea. But I needed to know. Don't compare me to the other voice actors. Every single voice actor is in their own lane. They're in their own category. We're not competing against each other. We don't. I don't go online, look at my profile, and then go to other people's profile and go, man, he's better than me. I don't do that. I don't care. He's doing great. Whoever you're comparing me to, they're probably doing great. They're probably enjoying life. They charge what they need to charge. Their business is running the way that's comfortable for them. Good for them. I don't care, nor will I ever care. I have friends who do voice acting, who started voice acting after me. Some of them even came to me for coaching and are now doing better than me. I don't care. I don't. And it's not out of disrespect for them. It's that, why would I focus my time and energy on them? I need to focus my time and energy on me. I charge what I need to charge. I negotiate the way I need to negotiate. That's it. That's it. That's it. So, I felt good. Every now and then I just need to do that. Just rant a little bit. I hope that's okay with you guys. But again, this was not to put any clients or any customers on blast. This is not to say that anyone particularly, unless you're doing all of these every single day, don't worry about it. Again, this was really just me venting and putting out there, letting other voice actors, especially new voice actors, know, yes, this happens. It happens to all of us. It happens almost daily for some of us. And it's not that big a deal. You will eventually get used to it. Eventually, you'll learn how to deal with it. And eventually, as time goes on, these will become less issues. Because those particular kinds of clients will eventually stop coming to you. They will. It naturally happens. So, anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Totally fine. Subscribe if you're new. Bell for notifications. And leave down in the comment section below. Like to see me talk about any other thing. Have any questions? Also, my email is down below if you need any particular help. And until next time, peace.